Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. And we're back. We're back with another video. Today, I decided to make my second video. Now, just made this is the second one, and I want to talk about a very interesting topic to you guys. I think this is something that I think will help a lot of targeted individuals to deal with the gang stalking. I think on a more psychological, or I guess spiritual level. Theatrics. You have to understand the importance of theatrics. Gang stalking as a program and a way that it's being acted out on you needs to be understood within the framework of theatrics. Basically, you could see majority of the attacks that you're suffering, majority of the harassment and stalking that you're undergoing or experiencing can be understood from a theatrical point of view. It is basically acting. So what do I mean by all this? I am not saying that gang stalking is not real. I am not saying that gang stalking is not happening. All the things that you're saying that you experience with gang stalking is definitely real. It is definitely happening exactly as you're seeing it. The people are stalking you. They are harassing you. They're doing street theater. They are cursing at you. They are seemingly acting in ways that imply that they're very angry at you and have an axe to grind against you. They're coming after you, whatever. These things are definitely happening. However, it needs to be understood from the perspective of theatrics that a lot of these things that are happening around you are made to seem as such. There is a concerted effort being placed into playing up the image of the gang stalking, as in the people who are following these orders, taking these orders to gang stalk you, they're following a script, basically. They're acting. You could think of them as actors. Yes, there is the tactical aspect that, these tactics are being done. Well, these actions are being done in a tactical way, which is meant to provoke you. But of course, the people who are taking these orders, they have to actually fulfill these orders. And of course, this means they're actors. They're just acting a part. They're pretending to be angry at you. They're pretending, to be so angry at you that they're coming after you and stalking you and harassing you and cursing at you and abusing you and doing all these things. 9 times out of 10, the people who are involved in these things, they don't give a shit. They don't care about you. It's not personal. It's not a personal vendetta. It is not that they have something against you. They could care less about you. It's just the money. They're being paid to do these things, and they're acting them out. It's sort of like a job. If I give you a job and I say, here's $100, and you have to go and lift a couple of things here and there, put it into a pickup truck or something, you're just gonna fulfill that. You're just gonna do it because you're being paid to do it. You don't do it because you personally care about the packages that you have to. Oh, I have to put this package in the pickup truck. Nah, you don't think like that. You just think, I'm being paid to do it, so I'm just doing it. I'm just playing the part, so to speak. That's exactly how it is with gang stalkers. So this is something you have to realize. It's basically, it's all for show. And actually, I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by this. A couple of years back when I was in England, like I said, I was working, I had a job, everything was good. Well, not everything, but as good as it can get. I ended up for a week. I ended up in a hospital, in a mental hospital, and something really interesting happening. I was being heavily gang stalked in that facility. But something very interesting happened, something that does not usually happen to me in the gang stalking, which is that there was somebody who is being particularly friendly to me. This is one of the doctors and staff. Literally came up to me and he said, "Don't take it too seriously. It's all for show." That's literally what he said. He said, "Don't take it too seriously. It's all for show." And this is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. It's all for show. Yes, you are being gang stalked. People are coming after you. They are stalking you. They're harassing you. They're abusing you. They're hurling insults at you. They're honking at you. They're talking shit about you. They're mocking you. All of these things. But it's all for show. These are just tactics that are being acted out, almost like a script for a movie, to provoke you and get certain reactions out of you. Okay? So the people who are involved in this activity, they do not see it the way that you think it is being seen. You know, you looking at these things, you think, oh shit, these people have really got it against me. These people really have it for me. Like they really, really hate me and they really have an axe to grind against me and they really, really want to get me or something like that. It is not so. These people are actors. They're following a script, almost like a movie, and they're just following orders. It is kind of being done in a very cold. You have to think about it in a very cold and calculated ways. Whoever is sending these people is just plotting these things against you. These are tactics. They've been schemed. The puppet master has already sent these puppets against you to make you feel this way. But this is done in a very cold and calculated way. It's kind of just, you know, the same way that you would send a battalion of soldiers and give them strategies to go and attack the enemy. It's not being done in an emotional sort of way. It's just being done like, you know, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to attack from here, these people are going to go from the front, these people are going to go from the back, they're going to swing around, attack them, shoot at them, blah, blah, blah. Just cold, calculated tactics. That's basically what it is. It's just for show. And the less you are affected by it, the less you react to it, the better. Because the less it gets to you, the more you see through the fake shit that they're pulling off, the more you're going to be immune to it. You're just going to see it as a joke. You're just going to see it as theater. You're just going to see it as some kind of theatrical performance or movie, basically. And I want to give you guys an example, actually, to help cement this idea in your head. Has anyone watched the movie Truman, The Truman Show? I'm sure most of you have. It's a beautiful movie. It was quite successful, and a lot of people watched it. A lot of people liked it. It's kind of like a very famous trope, I guess, in culture as well. But anyway, what is happening in the movie, The Truman Show, is Truman is a genuine person. He is real. He is not acting. He's just living his life as he sees it happening. But unfortunately, he is stuck in a show, in a movie of sorts, with a bunch of actors. Everybody that he interacts with in his life, the people that surround him, are just a bunch of actors. So when you think about that in the Truman Show, you know, think about all the interactions that these actors, like for example, his wife, that the nurse that he was living with, all the interactions that he had with her, they were not genuine. They were not a reflection of what this individual, this nurse, his wife, thought about Truman or felt about Truman. It is not an indication of anything personal. It is simply an indication of the fact that she was an actor. She was being paid. She was playing a role, literally being paid. And of course, everybody watching that show knew that. She was just being paid money to fulfill this role, this acting role, and to follow a certain script and do certain things and fulfill certain interactions with Truman for the purpose of the show. Basically, it's not being done personally. It is not being done out of any kind of genuine feelings. All of it is just acting, basically. This is how you have to see the gang stalker. So basically, in this scenario, you are Truman, the targeted individual. You are Truman. You're Henry Truman, whatever. You are Truman, and the gang stalkers are the actors that you are interacting with. They are fake to the core because they're actors. They're just acting out, you know, a script basically. And it is not genuine. It is not being done because they genuinely feel such and such and such about you. It is simply an act, a theatrical performance done for theatrical purposes. It is a lot like that with gang stalking. And the sooner you realize this aspect, the more immune you're going to become to the gang stalking and to the strategies that they use. I want to tie this up also to, another topic. I talked about how a lot of the gang stalkers are narcissists or narcissistic or psychopathic or whatever. This is actually something that a lot of narcissistic people do. They act and pretend. They will act out, supposedly or seemingly, with anger a lot of times, making you feel or think that this person is genuinely pissed off or angry about such and such and such. But actually, the way that they perceive it is they see it as a game, they see it as a theatrical performance. I'll give you an example. You're living with a narcissistic individual, and they come and they see something and they pretend, you know, they start shouting and getting angry, like, oh, you left the, I don't know, whatever. It could be something minor, like you left the fridge door open or something like that. And it seems on the surface that this individual really is angry and just shouting and completely out of control. Of course, one thing you will notice is the reaction of anger in this situation is completely out of proportion. Like, it is not a reasonable reaction to something as small and minor as somebody leaving the fridge door open even slightly, you know. Clearly, the person is overreacting, and this is how you can tell that this reaction is not genuine. The person is not genuinely angry. They are pretending to be angry. For them, this is some kind of like a theatrical show. It's like a play. It's like a game, for example, that they're playing. Because what they're trying to do in this situation is assert dominance and control. Because by pretending to be angry, they can use that as like a probable cause against you to say that you are guilty of such and such and you've done such and such thing. And of course, that them being angry would, they hope at least, that it would provoke fear in the person who is being, targeted with these mental gymnastics and tactics to make them think that, they are guilty or they should be afraid of this person or try to please them or whatever. This is what they're trying to get. Is it's all about control. They're playing a game. They're pretending to be much more angry than they really are to scare you or intimidate you into complying with whatever wishes they want. And it's all about creating an environment which is toxic and full of carnage and havoc that, you being targeted by all of this, you would feel maybe sort of confused or scared or threatened or whatever. So you kind of like, it just creates a really toxic environment, which is unsafe and favors, of course, the narcissist, because the narcissists don't have emotions and they don't care, because for them it's just an act. It's just acting. It's just pretending. They are not being real. They're just doing it to assert control in that given situation. So that's just an example of what it is. Gang stalking is a lot like that. This is just a lot of acting and posturing. in order to exert some kind of influence, a negative influence over you, to scare you, to intimidate you, to control you, to make you feel guilty or ashamed or whatever. If you fall for it and you actually believe these theatrical performances, you're gonna go out, you're gonna get out of that the message that oh my god, this person's like really fucking angry, something must have happened, did I do something, that kind of thing. That's if you fall for it, of course. But if you don't believe the theater show, you're just like, man, this person is nuts, this person is cuckoo banana, like whatever, man. I have no clue what you're doing or whatever. Anyway, I just hope that this really cements the idea in your head, like you understand what I'm talking about. This is all just a show. It's all theater, just acting, basically. These people are just actors. They're acting. They have a script. They're being paid to do this, and they're acting. None of it is genuine. None of it is real. I mean, it is really happening, but it is not. It is not emotionally based. It is not something that was triggered emotionally. These people are not emotionally vindictive against you. They're not doing this based on emotional reasons. They're just pretending, they're acting to be angry or whatever fucking stupid things that they do. So I've talked about that. I want to give you guys an example of something really funny that happened a while back. So I was walking down the street at night, and at the time I was staying prior to that in a homeless shelter, and I was transferred to another homeless shelter, and I was supposed to actually make my way to that shelter. I was having some trouble finding it actually because I didn't have a phone on me, so directions was kind of a problem for me. So I see this group, these two people. There's a man and a woman walking down the street, and I just start having a conversation with them. And I tell her basically that I'm homeless and I'm supposed to be living in a homeless shelter. And she looks at me and she's like, "Oh, it looks like we're in the same boat. Basically, like we're in the same situation, as in she's also staying in a homeless shelter." And I get the idea, oh, maybe you're staying in the same homeless shelter that I'm supposed to be going to. So I ask her and I say, "By the way, do you know where the homeless shelter is?" And guys, you're not going to believe this. What happened next? She fucking flips, completely loses it, goes completely fucking enraged and angry just because I asked her, "Where's the shelter?" Starts pushing me. She pushes me and aggressively says to me, "Get the fuck out of here. You are gay." Guys, literally gets so enraged and angry, pushes me and says, "Get the fuck out of here. You are gay." And I'm like, guys, I cannot express to you the facial expression on the dude's face, like her friend. When he saw this, the facial expression on his face, it was like, what the fuck just happened, man? Like, what was this all about? Like, total confusion. The guy had no clue what just happened. He was like, because he saw the entire interaction. He saw that I didn't do a goddamn fucking thing. And that this fucking bitch was just completely out of it, completely acting out of character. Even he was confused. He was like, what is happening? So guys, I want to explain to you what just happened and what this is all about. This is a very prime example of theatrics. You think you're dealing with somebody who is genuinely, I don't know, angry at you or provoked by you, or is, cussing you out and genuinely like, fuck off, like, get out of here, you fucking faggot. It is not. This is the fucking funny part. It is not. That person is not saying these things genuinely because they genuinely feel angry or provoked or pissed off by you. This is all an act. It's theatrics. They are pretending to be provoked and angry because they're trying to one-up you. They're trying to dominate the situation. In their mind, they say, if I pretend to be extremely angry, I can make it look, you know, get so angry and then like push you and cuss you out and call you names. I can, by doing all of this, I can make it seem to the onlookers that you are the one who is guilty, as in that I have actually done something to her to provoke her to provoke this reaction, when in reality I haven't done a goddamn thing. So what this theatrics, what this acting, this pretending to be angry is all about is to give the illusion. It's like a tactic. It's not real. It's tactic. It's to give the illusion that this person is defending themselves against somebody who is provoking them or abusing them or something, when in reality nothing happened. It's all a tactic. It's just to give a reason to make it seem that they have the right to attack you because they were provoked, or that you are guilty of something and you deserve this treatment, when in reality nothing really happened. So it's just an excuse to become aggressive and violent and offensive towards you for no reason, of course. This is how you have to start interpreting things. And of course, I always like the saying. There's a saying that I really like. I like to listen to music called Slipknot. I don't know if you guys know what Slipknot is, but in Slipknot, when he's singing, Corey Taylor, he says, "Nothing's what it seems. Nothing's what it seems." Exactly. Nothing's what it seems. On a surface, these behaviors look like something completely different. But when you really see, you have to start reinterpreting a lot of the things that are happening around you in the world and trying to understand that a lot of the things that people do, could it be that you are ascribing the wrong motivation to the actions of the people around you? So if you think that somebody's cussing you out and calling you a faggot in that situation, or a bitch, or a traitor, or whatever things they like to say about you, are you have to kind of start questioning these situations. Do you think these people are genuinely saying these things because they mean them? Because this is like a genuine expression of what they think of you or what they feel about you? Or is it being done as a tactic, as theater, as a tactic for other reasons? Because they want to provoke you, because they are jealous, because there is another reason, because they are being paid to do this, because you know what I mean? So you have to really reevaluate a lot of the things that are happening around you and question things. Is it really as it seems? Is this really being done genuinely, in good faith, because this is an expression of what the person really feels? Or is it just an act being done for some tactical reason? Like, for example, if somebody falsely accuses you of being a rapist, it's just an example. Somebody falsely accuses you of being a rapist. They're not accusing you of being a rapist because they genuinely believe that you're a rapist. Nah, they're accusing you of being a rapist because they are trying to get you in trouble. Maybe because they are jealous. Maybe because they hate you and want to destroy you. Maybe because they want to ruin your reputation. Maybe because, X, Y, Z. There might be ulterior motives why the action is being done, other than what it seems like on the surface. So I hope I explained this concept of theatrics, and this is the reason why I really like the movie, like I said, the Truman Show, because it really shows you just how fake and theatrical a lot of people around you can be. And then this was definitely the case in a Truman Show. You look at these people and you think that they're being genuine. No, they're not being genuine. A lot of the gangstalkers are just following a script. They're just acting. They're pretending. It's all show. It is really happening. And of course, you would definitely see it as being abusive. You would definitely see it as being an impingement on your rights. You would see it as a violation. You would see it as abuse, as torture, as harassment, blah, 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 blah. But they don't see it that way. They just see it as an act. They see it as a job that they're carrying out and they're getting paid for it. Anyway, guys, I hope that explained this little topic for you guys. And, if you like my content, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you in the next one.